right, welcome back. This is part three of our episode number 33 commentary track, Old Women with Sticks. It's just me again this week. That's obvious. You know what? At some point, maybe we'll do these commentaries with someone else. I don't know. I don't know. You know what we should do? We should do commentaries of the commentary. That'd be ridiculous. Anyway, we got Chandler and Dan on this episode here with myself. Connor's not on this episode. And yeah, they're going through. We're right around 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 31 seconds. And we're listening to the final stretch of this podcast. Again, it's Chandler and Dan's favorite episode. They think it's the best episode that's ever been recorded on this podcast. So you guys be the judges. Let me know what you think. But let's get into it. We got a lot to go through. This will be the longest part of the 3-part commentary. So let's get going.
But disregarding the public
sex
place
hammock,
part of that.
the hammock part makes more sense than the public place part.
No, I feel like they just wouldn't be comfortable.
No,
yeah.
Chandler, would you rather have sex in public or rather have sex in a hammock? Assuming they're exclusive.
A hammock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe.
Hammock makes more logical sense.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, but why would you want to do it in a hammock in the first place if you're going to do it in a public place?
Well, no, I think it's like, I don't think it was like they planned on doing it. It seems like, let's go there late at night, and it's like, wow, we're on a hammock.
Condom.
This is, there's plenty of people who have condoms just on them. Maybe it was like they went on a date. The guy had a condom just in case he was gonna go to her place or whatever, right? They're on the hammock. Things happen. Clothes fall off accidentally.
Fall off.
Yeah. And then whatever happens.
It's like you couldn't wait to do that until you were in.
Go to the club bathroom.
Anywhere else. Exactly. They're better than the hammocks in the dead middle of Tech Green.
No, that's not the middle. It's on the corner. It's
in the well-lit part of Tech Green.
That's what I'm saying.
It's in the middle of campus.
I feel like
where anyone can walk.
I feel like at night you get away better in the middle of Tech Green than on the hammocks.
Because no one's going through
you can
Tech
see,
Green.
but you can see that easily. The hammock, there's trees. Is this in the tree area? Like which some of these hammocks?
No, not
hammocks
the
by
tree.
cloth.
The trees, the ones by the. Well, I guess there are
There's still some
trees.
trees that
Let's
are
go
covering.
to
It's like you'd have to squint. In the hammock, you sink.
You'd have to like
too.
stare. Yeah, you'd have to like stare.
So it's not as obvious. They could just be lying down and wiggling a lot. Whereas Tech Green, you're seeing that full on because there's nothing. There's no tree line.
No, but at night.
But at night you're not
it's
gonna
dark. You can't see. Oh, I get what you're saying.
Because there's lights over there.
It is
There
dark.
aren't there's no lights on either of them, are there?
There's
There's lights all around.
There's lights all next to them.
Mm.
It's very lit up, but the middle of Tech Green is not lit up at all.
I feel like you could still, if there's nothing else there, then your eyes immediately go to that. Where the hammocks, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's just like, if you see an empty field and you see one thing in the middle, you're gonna immediately, your attention's gonna go to that.
My point is, why
Would you do it?
Why could you not save it for like? Are you that?
It's a maybe it was a romantic thing. There was a.
I mean, I get and some people. I know some people are into that. But
some people like that. Yeah.
Some people are. I guess so. But like, it's like.
It's the danger of it.
But the real highlight of the story is
the woman with the sticks.
Yeah,
that's really at the end of the day. It was the woman with the sticks.
the Daredevil wannabes.
Yeah, they were like.
Are you sure it was rhythmically?
I think so. I mean, he might have just been they were all like.
How old were these women?
Were they in a circle? Like
they were older ladies. I want to say
they weren't like doing
at
drugs,
least,
were they?
I want to say like at least 60.
Just
How
in a
many
circle,
like 20, I think.
20?
Maybe not. Well, yeah. Actually, no.
It's a weird. What time? Tuesday.
This would have been no. This wasn't a Tuesday.
Oh, this.
The Tuesday night was the.
Oh, that's
story.
right. Yeah, that's the outer story.
Yeah. This I don't know.
How late?
But it was like
you were jogging.
most.
Because I'm like, if
most
it's like Tuesday, like 6 p.m. Maybe
9
there's some like
o'clock.
group. You know, maybe there's some group that they do.
Anywhere between like 7:30 and 9 o'clock. I think.
That's getting a little. That's pushing it.
That's
for-
starting to get
for
weird.
like a group.
Starting to get
something,
weird.
Like a group activity kind of thing.
That's.
Then it's like no. Now there's drugs involved.
Sure.
Do blind people like see things when they like trip acid?
I don't think they see things. I'm not. Well,
No, but it depends.
I'll take care. If we have any blind listeners, we appreciate you. You could answer the answer. You know the answer to Chandler's question. Blind people doing drugs. Leave a comment. Please leave a comment and let us know. Well, I'll happily pass it on to Chandler, or maybe he'll listen himself. Who knows? So, okay, let's keep going.
Well, yeah,
Blindness.
there's people.
There are people who like their
Who are
visual sensors
legally
like
blind.
work.
Yes, who are legally blind.
Yeah,
but
like,
they can
I'm
see.
sure, yeah. But like,
but they
if-
can see like.
if you have somebody born blind who has no concept of vision, I don't think they'd see anything. I think they would.
No, but but a lot of
experience
blind people
the
who are
truth
like
in other
blind can
ways.
still sense light or dark. They just can't I
Well,
don't
yeah,
remember.
I mean, like if you close your eyes, you can tell there's a light over there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So would they just get like these weird flashes of light and dark? If they were like to trip acid,
I don't know those, but I'm pretty sure like.
Or would they
You'll
get
have to
like
ask
more-
a blind person that's
Yeah.
been on acid before.
I'm
know if
sure
you-
there is a blind person who is.
Do you
on
know a
acid.
few?
I don't know any blind people like personally.
Okay.
I know of blind people, but I definitely don't know a blind person who's tripped acid. Have either of you tripped acid? I know you have.
No,
You haven't though.
no.
Why not, Dan? Go for it.
There are also these traffic cones in the North Parking deck.
Okay.
I was
Does
gonna
it-
bypass that.
And I think they had blue traffic cones too. And the blue traffic cones are
Why would you
the
have a?
best.
I've
Because
never
they're
seen a
for
blue traffic cone.
handicap parking. Blue is the
Ah.
color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a blue traffic cone. It's the best.
I want to steal it.
I think,
stolen
well, I
blue
think
traffic
green is probably better than blue,
Why?
but I've only seen the green ones at the Grand Ole Opry Mall.
It's that mall.
Because I've been there 3 times. And
Including the one we went.
yeah, and 2 of those 3 times they had green traffic cones.
But you didn't take one last time,
I
right?
did not.
You guys going on the trips?
What?
The trips?
Yeah,
What trips?
maybe.
The
If they call my name.
women's and men's basketball
Yeah.
ECC
Oh
trip.
no.
Yeah, I don't think I can go. Or I asked Owen, I was like, which one can you go on? He was like, women's, and I was like, I can only go on men's.
Tragic.
Well, all right.
No one's going.
No, I think he
I
signed
said
up.
I
He already
was
signed up for
available
women's.
both. I hope they don't put me on both.
They won't.
Okay, good.
I don't think they've ever put anyone, unless they're like desperate for people to go to one.
Good.
But there's no like in the past couple of years, the men's has been in New York, so there's been high demand for that one and very little demand for the women's one, which has been in Greensboro for forever. And so like last year, yeah, we didn't have enough people going on the Greensboro one, so we had to pull people who weren't even in pep band.
Wow.
We brought in like
Dang.
Ryan Murphy and Nadia,
Mm.
who weren't even in pep band, but they're like, we're desperate. Taylor Girardi, I see, you don't even know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, but this year, yeah, if you
I
want to
guess
go,
I've been to that mall 4 times.
Can you wait? So they have blue traffic cones.
No, green traffic cones.
But you said no. But I'm not
The-
talking about that anymore.
Oh, the North
I'm
Parking
talking about the
deck.
North Parking deck.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
They've
gonna
got
take
they've
one
got
of
a
those traffic cones.
Well, I don't know if
Are they?
see. I think it was only 1 blue traffic cone, so it
Yes.
might not be there.
Yeah, see, they're making a new parking deck there too.
They are.
Yeah, like right where the
Oh,
police station
yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
which I think has an office building too.
It
Like the front
does
part
look
is like an
weird.
office, is what I
Yeah.
think. Is I think someone told me. Like this can put some offices. I don't know what offices.
It doesn't
we
have a
have.
ground floor. Like that's the weirdest part.
The parking deck.
No, the office part.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't understand what it is. I don't know if it's like
Yeah.
parking and transportation needs an office, or police stuff, or I don't know.
Or they needed another building and just added parking for the building.
They
So the
needed more
parking is
parking, I
secondary.
think.
On North Campus?
They need parking everywhere.
Well,
I
yeah.
guess.
There's literally always a need for
They can
parking.
use that for like basketball and other things.
That's what the North Parking Deck is. Does the North Parking Deck ever get full for basketball? I don't think so. It's pretty big.
I don't know. There's also this parking deck right where I live,
Oh,
which gets
yeah,
full,
I
which gets full for
Well, yeah,
basketball.
for
People can park there. Yeah.
I know nothing about any of these parks. Current street parking
You're
deck
not a
is where
north
my
person.
car is.
Yeah. Not a
What?
North, not a north person. This is not as far as a lot of people think. This
Yeah.
apartment building. It's like across the
No.
street from
Yeah.
the biotech park.
I figured that out now. I didn't know that before.
People like to complain like it's too far. I'm like it's across the street.
And it's too far from the CRC.
It's not. It's 10 minutes. How long is the walk over here using your famous basketball route?
13 minutes.
13. That's pretty good. That's
not bad.
closer than Chandler.
That's
is
closer
to
than where
yeah.
I live.
Yeah.
That is definitely closer than where I live.
It's like we're not close to anything here, but we're not far.
No.
We're close to basketball. Basketball is really easy.
Oh, yeah,
We have
basketball's
gigs.
right there.
It's across the street. It's 5 minutes, not even.
Solid.
And volleyball too, I guess.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
I don't know. Where are we gonna live? Have we decided which one is gonna be like our top
Modeling is top.
molding?
You guys have a group? You have a
Yeah.
squad?
It's me, him,
Mark?
Josh.
Oh,
And a friend
Josh
I know
Lewis.
from high school.
and a friend.
His name's Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna live.
I live
Or
in
who I'm gonna,
Harrison.
actually, I could live anywhere. I just need to pick who I need to live with.
Yeah,
But it's,
fair.
you know. Just maybe I'll just.
It took us a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were trying to find that fourth person, and I just like asked Josh on the whim, and he was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Didn't even know. He doesn't even know Ryan. He was just like, "Yeah, fine."
Josh is
It's a
one
room.
of those, like, he was sort of low on the list for me. Like, I guess Leo.
Okay.
Well,
This
Leo's
is now
higher.
public.
Leo's higher on the list
Josh,
than
Dan
Josh
hates
for
you.
me. No offense to him.
What happened to Leo?
He had a room.
Oh, wow. So you were not high on his list.
I guess not.
Tragic.
This whole priority list is circle
Problematic.
of people who hate each other.
I don't even know if Josh's priorities.
Speaking of people with
doesn't
priorities,
have
so apparently I'm very low on my like. So I have this like little central node of friends that I tend to hang out with. They were going to Oahu.
I was trying to find the puzzle. Turns out other schools do it, like the housing thing, which is always fascinating. Eventually, if you guys are dedicated fans of the podcast, eventually I ended up with Tanner and a couple of his friends. For my 3/4 of a year of grad school, it technically got pushed back because of COVID, or not pushed back, we got sent home, moved to online because of COVID. But yeah, eventually I ended up moving with Tanner for that next year into a different apartment building actually. So, but I'd say yeah, like I'm curious how other people did the housing thing and like choosing roommates and all that because I'm sure there's a lot of like friend groups where there's more people in the friend group than there are spots in the apartment and things like that. And Georgia Tech is kind of maybe a little different than a lot of schools. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure a lot of schools are like this, but they have on-campus apartments, which are maybe not quite as nice as the off-campus ones, but they're a little cheaper and easier because they're closer. So you're living on campus, but it's an apartment building. You have your own room and all that. Um, similar to like an off-campus apartment. It doesn't have the same luxuries. Maybe it's not quite as nice, but it's pretty good, especially for underclassmen. If you're a grad student, you're there for a while, maybe you want to move off campus or whatever. And they are building out more because like when I first went to college, they didn't have that many options off campus, but they had been when I did start, they were at that time they were kind of starting to build out a lot of like they built at least 3 or 4, if not more, just in my time there, in my few years at Georgia Tech. So, um, yeah, I know a lot of other schools like you live off campus apartments. You basically everyone does that. But at Georgia Tech, there were a number of people that live off campus, but I would say a good number still like at least half, if not more, of people still lived on campus in the on campus apartments because they were, like I said, they were good enough. They weren't amazing, but they were adequate enough, and you could pay through, um, like you pay with your tuition, so kind of easier payment wise and all that. So, and you don't have to like sign a lease or anything. You didn't have to deal with like summer because you could sign. You would basically just get like a semester based lease essentially, so kind of easier to manage and all that. But yeah, I'd be curious how other schools did it and how that's just some background though. So let's keep going.
Tonight?
Yesterday they were going to Oahu, and so I was just in my dorm, and someone suggested that we go to Oahu.
The same people?
No, these are different. They live more on east. The other kids live on west.
You have so many friend groups, Chandler. It's hard to keep up.
Oh,
Well, I'm like not truly a part of any of them. It's really sad. Anyway,
Okay. Well, that's the problem.
that is the problem. Anyway, it's getting too personal.
That's what the story's about.
Anyway, so Waffle House. Someone suggested we go to Waffle House. We have this whole group chat. Over. Someone suggested we go to Waffle House. So I'm like, great, sure. So I put on my coat and I walk over, and there's a little bench outside where most of this friend group is based around one dorm. So I just sit outside that dorm. I'm just like waiting.
This sounds like it's gonna get sad.
And
And
I'm just waiting.
It's really gonna get.
I heard
No,
this one.
it does, but it gets better.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting, and like 10 minutes pass. I'm texting them like, "What's up? Why are you taking so long?"
Mm-hmm.
They don't respond. So I'm like, if they're gonna take this long, I'm just gonna walk back to my dorm. I start walking back to my dorm, and then they text me, "We're about to leave." So okay, great. And then I immediately text them back, "Hey, I'll meet you there." And so I go back to where I was. I'm back within a minute. Like I'd only just started walking back, so I'm back within a minute. I wait another 10 minutes. They still haven't said anything. I've texted them twice, like, "I'm still waiting. What are you doing?" And at this point, what I think is happening is they're just like waiting around to go again, because that's usually what happens. Is like they just take a while to leave, you know. Like some people it takes a while to get up and start.
Are we pointing at Dan here?
No. This is just in general.
I'm not in this group.
You're not.
I just
Well,
think
you're
people that take
you
forever
know
to get
of
right.
some people in this group.
Is this Leo? Are we bashing on Leo?
No.
Leo's never been to Waffle House.
Oh.
Which is another problem. We
Yeah.
still need to like steal him one day. and
No,
go
but
to-
clearly he's not. You're not high on his priority list, though.
But it doesn't
I know.
matter.
He was talking about like, oh, he's got this table tennis tournament and this other thing, and he has like no time for you.
He's going to Waffle House.
Either
I'm
that
gonna
or
make
he's
him.
making excuses.
He's
not
making
to go to Waffle
excuses.
House.
I'm definitely taking him to Waffle House.
Everyone
Anyway,
has an hour to go to Waffle House.
so long story short,
That's not long. You've
Fine.
already gotten through the whole story.
Well, it's a pretty short story compared
Yeah,
to
It is a
it's
very
your
short
story, but
so
you can't say long story short
I'm
at the
sitting
end
around
of your
waiting.
story that you've told fully.
I'm sitting around waiting, and then suddenly like Katie and Rose and like a bunch of them show up.
A third group of friends.
No,
At
this
this point. Yes. This
Yes.
is now a third
Yeah.
group of friends.
They show up,
Friends.
and so I'm just sort of talking to them, and then they finally text me, and we're already at Waffle House, and I'm like, well, fuck.
How
all
did they
right,
pass
fine.
you? Is
I-
there only...
There are two entrances. I specifically said I'm at the front entrance, and they left out the back. And it's like
These are symmetrical dorm buildings. You don't know which one's the front.
The front is your interpretation.
The back leads directly into a parking lot, and it's very clearly like the back entrance. Like it's very much
Well,
a front
who's
to
to
back.
say?
Anyway, I feel like they could have texted me and been like, "Where are you?" It's like,
They
"Oh,
weren't thinking
wait, I'm
about
at the
you.
wrong entrance.
They
I'll
weren't-
go around and meet
They
you.
weren't
Sorry."
thinking about you.
It's like they could just ask. Anyway, I'm kind of salty.
You're clearly very salty. You brought
So
this
I'm
up
like,
just to...
so at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even hungry anymore. So I start walking back, and then Katie's like, "Come chill with us," and so that's what I did. That's the end of the story.
You
My
guys
friends
all made out
abandoned
or
me to go to
whatever?
Waffle House,
I was
and then I hung out with other friends
This is
instead.
Chandler's story.
That's a lot. I mean, there's much more to the story, but I think that's all I'll go into it.
Kind of. What was the point of the story? You just got ditched by your friends and you wanted to call them out?
Yes, that's literally it.
Even though you know they're not going to listen. You
Oh no,
started
this is
this
just
whole
catharsis.
episode talking about how
I'm just salty, and that this is just me. No, none of you are ever going to listen to this, but fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
No, not actually. I like a lot of them.
Not all of them.
No, there are a couple people I don't really like, but that's like.
Who?
not-
Which ones? Go ahead.
I'm not getting into that.
Well, they're not going to listen, so go ahead.
I'm not naming names, but there
So
are
the women
other
with the
stupid
sticks.
people.
Listen here, Chandler, if you're listening, just call them out now. By now they're not. It's been 5 years. Don't know. I still don't know any names for that. But yeah, we're getting in. We're closing in on the final 10 minutes of this episode. I'm trying not to make the commentary too long, but I do want to provide snips here and there because otherwise, what's the point? You could just listen to the original episode. But I feel like these, is a good opportunity for our listeners to kind of go back and re-listen to previous episodes. And I do talk a lot in this episode. I forgot how much I talk. As you guys, if you're a dedicated listener, like I kind of try to minimize how much I talk, uh, especially if we have enough people on and things like that. But I kind of forgot how much I would actually talk in these episodes. But okay, let's keep going.
The story within the story, within me telling the story to Chandler.
Yes. This was a story about you telling me a story within a story.
You know how long that took? That was like 40 minutes.
This was... Wait, 40 minutes of just him telling a
No,
story?
his story was about 30.
Okay.
I mean, someone can clock it. I that was a rough clocking, but yeah. By the time we were done, we were already at like 38 minutes. That was, God damn.
It's 6:55.
Well, we didn't start on time.
Hey, we're giving you plenty of material to work with here, buddy. I don't
There's
see
no
why-
material here. That story was all meaningless. You could have started with the last
This
sentence.
podcast is meaningless. Life is meaningless. Nothing means anything. We're all gonna die. Like what?
All
Why
right.
am I here?
Well, Chandler's just the downer of this episode.
I'm upset.
He has
Why
all
would you
these-
leave me to go to Waffle?
All these friend groups and none of them.
None of them care about.
Yeah, because you started with the first
It's
friend
'cause
group
you
and already
didn't-
gone to Waffle
Because
House.
you didn't join them when they went to Bud's backyard.
Katie and I eventually went to Waffle House, so I think that solves it.
Oh, just you two?
Yes, because
Interesting.
no,
They're not dating.
no.
Interesting first date choice. Waffle.
Katie
know,
literally
I'd
has a
do Waffle
boyfriend
House.
that is not me. I don't
Are
think
you
she
sure?
cares that. Yes.
Are you sure it's not you?
Yeah. You sure?
It's just.
What if she
Maybe I
said
just have like
specifically?
split personalities. and I
No,
just,
no.
like,
What
don't
if she
remember.
said specifically?
Is this part of the part that you didn't remember from Oktoberfest because you were questionably drunk?
Oh yeah, no, I do not. I don't remember what happened at Oktoberfest. I don't know if that's because I was.
I'm trying to remember if I saw you at that. I think
I
saw
was there. I know.
You. No,
I
I
was
know.
there.
I'm trying to think how much we interacted.
I don't remember interacting with you much.
At all?
No, I talked to Peter.
Sorry, pausing here for our listeners who aren't aware. Oktoberfest. Yeah, you got it. You figured it out. It's a tuba section. Project Marcherman hosts an Oktoberfest type of party off campus. Plenty of activities happen. All the band parties. And honestly, at most schools, all the band parties, there's things that happen. I'll say, things that you're supposed to be 21 for as well. Say so. So sometimes things get pretty wild. But yeah, okay. Let's keep going.
Tilly a lot of that time.
We interacted a lot at the first party. Or just a couple times. I remember that. I remember interacting with them. That's when Nadia was going around and doing it.
Oh yeah.
So, but this Oktoberfest, I don't remember.
I know I was there.
The
I remember I saw
Oktoberfest-
you. I think I talked to Dan, maybe.
Yeah, the Oktoberfest thing came up because we were walking on 10th Street. And I had talked about it. I had never seen the Papa John's on 10th Street.
Now, when is this? Is this
This
today?
is today.
Today. Me,
Are you sure?
it's another story I told Chandler on the way here.
How long was the walk over
It was
here?
like 15 minutes.
I just told you. It's damn 30 minutes to tell it next.
Well, it took me longer because I didn't include the part about the old ladies when I.
That part did not take 15 minutes. in
Yeah,
and of itself.
I don't know what you
Well,
were.
we were laughing a lot more. Anyways,
Papa
So-
John's.
yeah. So the Oktoberfest thing came up because I talked about I'd never seen the Papa John's on 10th Street before. And Chandler was like, "What? You've never been to Band Block?" I'm like, "Yes, I have. I was there for Oktoberfest, but one time I was over there, we walked over there from around the paper building, and then I came back with you and Noah. Remember that?
Mhm.
When Noah was
Happy, very happy.
It was very.
and he saw his old friend right
Mhm.
at that house, and got into a chat
When was that?
when we were walking back.
Which friend?
When Noah was
I don't
drunk.
remember that part. I've walked Noah drunk back a few times now, so I got which one.
Oh,
With
What?
one with you?
Yeah, it was me and my sister. I think was there too.
Okay, now I remember. Yeah, you and your sister was that?
And Noah saw somebody who we knew.
Was this while we were still before 10th Street? While we were still in Home
before
Park?
like right at.
Oh,
10th
now I
Street.
think I remember. Yeah.
Point is, he hadn't seen that Papa John.
Yeah.
It's really the whole point of the story is he hadn't.
It's not a great one. It has like the worst reviews ever on Yelp. It's
I-
like 1 star.
I have never.
I wasn't here. The Papa John's we're talking about. I think it's still there. It's one of the ones owned by Shaquille O'Neal. So, in case you were wondering, I think it's gotten better now. Maybe Shaq has improved it, but yeah. I had a stand-up bit about that Papa John's. I think I only told it once ever. It was like complicated, and I wasn't really sure how to word it. Maybe I never actually told it. I probably did at one point, but yeah, it's not a great Papa John's. Like if you're in a pinch and you need pizza, it exists. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. We got like just a little over 5 minutes left in this podcast, and then we'll kind of wrap it up from there.
That's like-
Why would
not
you
good.
go inside a pizza place unless it was like a sit-down pizza?
No, it's like to pick up if you want to pick up because they have a pickup special where it's like half price.
Oh, okay.
So you should never get delivered. Like, maybe on East if you're desperate, I guess. But if you can,
I'm on East and I'm always desperate.
I mean, it's like 15 for a large
Yeah, because
one
your
top.
friends don't take
It's
you
like
to Waffle House.
it's like 15.
Exactly.
It's like 15 for a large one topping. It's like 8 for carryout. So it's not. It's yeah.
It's fair. I don't want to. I don't know. Papa John's.
Problem is
Domino's
also-
is just usually.
But also with the pickup, you go inside and you get them the thing or whatever, and they get your pizza. When in the summertime and warmer time, they don't do it now because it's too cold. They lock up at like 6 p.m.
Damn.
So they have like a little thing outside, or like a little tray, where they, like you know like a movie theater when you.
Yeah.
They have that, and so they make you feel like a criminal when you want to go pick up your pizza. They don't let you inside. They like lock down. They have, and you have to like pay through the slot, and then they deliver your pizza in like a tray that they push through.
No,
It's like
I've been to a place like that before. This is in New Mexico, and there's like this pizza place where, I mean, it had a picnic area next to the pizza place, but yeah, you order it. It's like a cookout, but if it only had the outside ordering area.
Oh yeah.
yeah, but still, they keep it open until like 6 p.m. when they determine that's when all the criminals are here, and they don't want to let them in.
Well, I mean.
Or I'm not making
Yeah,
the
because
time.
they're
It could
gonna
be later.
steal all the pizza.
They're gonna go in and
They-
rob.
all the mediocre Papa John's pizza.
Exactly.
Papa John's can be good, but Domino's is usually.
They're both just okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They're all just.
But if you're ordering pizza, you're not looking for a great meal.
Getting fast food pizza, it's like
It's just fine. You get it because you don't want to make anything.
it's the
else.
go-to
Exactly.
catering.
I mean, I
Is
can't
it-
make food. We don't have. I mean, we have a kitchen, but it's not very good.
Mm.
Also, like, I don't know.
How much are you planning on making food next year?
More than I am now.
Yeah.
Definitely more than I am.
You won't have a meal plan, or you could have a meal plan. I guess.
I
don't
might
know.
have something, but not a lot.
I got sick of the Georgia Tech dining halls after like a week. So,
Whoa.
so I got off. That's fine. I cook some. I'll pick up lunch in like the student center, then I make dinner usually. So that's just
That's
a good
fair.
split.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't have this student center in a year.
They're gonna have a substitute.
They're going to have. They're splitting. I think what they're doing.
First of all, they
is
have
that-
to. It makes way too much money. There's no way.
The only reason they're changing the student center is so that it makes
To make
money.
more money.
I actually like hate it so much. Like
The
there's
current one or the new one that they're
the new one because they're getting rid of Under the Couch.
And if they just have
Well,
Waffle
budget
House,
They're never gonna add Waffle House to the student center.
what about? Yeah, I know.
They can't because of the structure of Waffle House. Is like the Waffle House wants to be open 24/7, and the
Yeah.
student center just like they won't let they close the doors at whatever 10 p.m. or whatever. So they can't. So I don't know why people keep saying that.
But
Anyway, that's the show.
nah, fair enough.
Do you
I
have something to
I
say?
could get into a rant about how closing Under the Couch is garbage and I hate all of it, but you know what? We'll save that for another time.
That's you literally just said it all.
That's most of what I wanted to say. But
There's
I
they
could
could
get
easily
into it more later.
okay. I think everyone agrees they could easily fit it in, but they chose not to.
They chose not to. It's awful.
That doesn't make any money. No, I'm serious.
I know. That's the only reason why they didn't include it. It's like
It doesn't make any. Unless they find a way to monetize it, which they won't, because the Musicians Network won't let them.
no, of
Which is
course
fine, but
No, I mean no.
everything else in there makes money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Literally everything else. The empty rooms make money because if the student organization wants to book
Yeah,
them,
they have to
pay.
book it. Yeah.
You have to pay.
It's so dumb.
A Georgia Tech organization has to pay for a Georgia Tech room.
Yep.
Anyway, that's the show. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get to Chandler's rants?
Um,
That'll be a special. We'll do like a Thursday special.
if you
Chandler's rants.
abandoned me to
Yeah,
go to
really.
Waffle House, fuck you. That's all I have to
And
say.
Dan?
And if you know anything about those old ladies on the
Please send Dan a
let us
message.
know. 'cause
And
I
if you had sex on those hammocks, call
Please
in. Tell
don't.
us why.
do that again.
Send an email to
At
Dan and
least-
Chandler
at least-
want to know @gmail.com.
At least
That's
throw
Dan and
away
Chandler
your
want to
condoms.
know.
Dan and Chandler
Want
That's
to
our
know.
new podcast.
Dan and Chandler want to know. Yeah, that's their new
At least throw
podcast. The
away
Dan and
your
Chandler
condoms.
spin-offs.
Yeah, just like just get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't. This is on the ground.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. It's easy. Just put it in the trash can.
There's trash
There are
cans
trash
right
cans
there.
It's
right
not like, well,
there.
now that we're done, just fling it anywhere.
Jeez.
All right, catch Dan and Chandler on the Dan and Chandler Want to Know podcast, available Wednesdays at 6 a.m. Okay, goodbye.
And then that's it. That's Older Sticks. You know what? That's another. I talk a lot about the potential Tanner spinoff, and maybe I should talk about a Dan and Chandler spinoff. Um, the Dan and Chandler Want to Know podcast. So yeah, that's the episode. I will say, like I said, well, I said at the beginning, maybe I didn't say at the beginning of this house, but Chandler and Dan both feel like that's the best episode in podcast history. I will say, I think it's the best Chandler and Dan episode. I'm not sure it's the best episode. You guys have to let me know which one's the best one. Um, like think of the ones that we had the most fun with. That one's a good one. It is a good one. It's like all these early episodes. It's better than I remember it. You know, like I kind of think not fondly about those earlier episodes, but that one was pretty good. I have to say, it was pretty good. It exceeded my expectations, just like all the other early podcasts that I've listened to. Like I said, it's definitely the best Chandler and Dan episode. I would probably recommend it if you know if you want to if you're like you're just starting. Well, by now, if you're listening to part 3 of this, you've heard the entire episode. But like, if you're like kind of joined as a listener, maybe later on for this show, if you haven't listened to the early episodes, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's a good representation of sort of that snapshot of what my life was like, what sort of college students were like in pre-COVID, if you remember that. Um, yeah, like I said, it's a great time capsule type of thing. All these episodes are great time capsules of the before times. So anyway, uh, that's the podcast this week. Again, hopefully we'll have an in-person recording coming out next week. We'll see. I'm working on stuff. I promise, guys, I'm working on podcasts. It's just people are the fall time of the year is actually sneakily the busiest time for everyone. Summer is busy as well, but fall is really busy. People just like they're doing stuff, including myself. I've been traveling. I'm traveling this weekend. So that's your hint for who's going to be on the in-person episode. Um, so yeah, I've been traveling a lot. I had to take off a lot of time on work, so I do have to catch up on my actual job. So yeah, thank you for listening, and please come back next week.